Today, I'm going to show you how to add integers. Integer is basically a number, another name for a number, but it can be a negative or a positive number. So, the rule for adding any integers is if the signs are the same, add the numbers and then keep the sign. And if the numbers are different, subtract the numbers and keep the sign of the greater absolute value. So what's an absolute value? Well, absolute value is the greatest a number can be. So if your number is 5, the absolute value is 5. If your number is -5, the absolute value is 5. It's the greatest value it can be. So, our first example is 2 plus 7, and I know you know 2 plus 7 equals 9. But let's see if this applies to the rule. So the signs are the same, right? This is really positive 2 plus positive 7. The signs are the same, so if we add the numbers, we get 2 plus 7 equals 9, and if we keep the sign, that is positive 9, and 2 plus 7 is positive 9. We just don't say positive. So 2 plus 7 is 9. But now we have -3 plus -3. Well, let's look at the rule. The signs are the same, so we are instructed to add these numbers. So 3 plus 3 is 6, but we keep the sign of both of them, which is negative. So -3 plus 3 is -6. Now we have 6 plus -2. Well, the problem is the signs aren't the same. So let's look if the signs are different. So if the signs are different, we're instructed to subtract the numbers and keep the sign of the greater absolute value. So remember, the absolute value is the greatest value a number can be. So 6 plus -2, we have to subtract these. So 6 minus 2 is 4, and the sign of the greater absolute value, which is 6, is positive. So 6 plus -2 is 4. Now we have 9 plus -1. So we have to do the same thing. We have to subtract the numbers. 9 minus 1 is 8, and then we keep the sign of the greater absolute value, which is 9. And then here's another way you can think of it. If you're adding a negative number, you're really subtracting it. So 9 minus 1 is 8, and 6 minus 2 is 4. But what about these ones? So here we have -12 plus 9. Well, we're instructed to subtract and keep the sign of the greater absolute value. So let's subtract. 12 minus 9 is 3, but we have to keep the sign of the greater absolute value. And the absolute value of 12 is greater than the absolute value of 9. So this would really be a -3. Now we have -3 plus 8. Let's subtract the numbers. 8 minus 3 is 5. Keep the sign of the greater number, so it's 5. So that is how you add integers, positive and negative. So I hope this was helpful if you didn't know how to do it, and I will see you in my next tutorial. Bye.